Podcast. Is geothermal energy a viable solution for an energy transition? With Alexis Leclerc, CEO of Leclerc Consulting Group. Hello, Mr. Leclerc.
Hello.
Could you talk to us about geothermal energy? Would it be an acceptable energy solution for our environment?
Well, today, majority of countries obtain their electricity from carbon sources, and yet there is a proven technology which, by absorbing energy from the subsoil, makes it possible to avoid using electricity, coal, or even natural gas to generate heat. Geothermal energy is very clean and does not lack advantages in the energy transition. It is totally renewable on the scale of humanity. It is an ecological sustainable solution. Geothermal energy lies in the exploitation of the thermal energy of this immense reservoir that is the Earth. Each kilowatt-hours recovered helps limit greenhouse gas emission. Also, the kilowatt-hours that we take from the basement will be dissipated anyway. The only difference is that by taking them in a controlled way, we can put them to good use for the environment. 5,500 degrees Celsius is the temperature of the center of the Earth. This is to less than 300 degrees Celsius, equivalent of the temperature prevailing on the surface of the sun. We have a huge reservoir under our feet, the heat of the Earth's core. All you have to do is dig a well in a body of naturally hot water and pump out the liquid before re-injecting it once its calories have been consumed. The free heat from the subsoil can thus be used either to produce electricity or, which is often the most practical, as a source of heat to supply district heating networks. As Philippe Pasquier was saying, the professor of Polytechnic Montreal, is one of the most energy efficient sources of heating and cooling energy. However, less than 1% of the population invests in geothermal energy. On a large scale, deep geothermal energy, which consists of drilling several hundred meters to reach the heat-carrying layers, make it possible to obtain industrial quantities of heat. Greenhouse gas emission from building total 17% of emission in Canada, mainly due to use of fossil fuels for heating. Geothermal energy, on the other hand, does not emit GHG. The urgency of the energy transition is pushing more and more countries to review their position vis-à-vis this source of energy. In France, for example, its use is even clearly upward slope, as shown by the figure from the Ministry of Ecological Transition. In barely 10 years, the quantity of energy recovered from the subsoil has increased by more than 100%. Also, geothermal energy is entering the era of modern drilling by adopting smart drilling. Utilities have applied the multi-drain drilling method, enabling the emergence of a major technological innovation that is expected to increase yields. In concrete terms, this involves creating several heat circulation networks within the heat-carrying layer, increasing the exchange surface with the energy reservoir that is our subsoil. Each installation thus increasing its efficiency. At the end of 2021, the technique was tested in deep geothermal project in Vélizy-Villacoublay in France. The results showed an improvement in drilling leading to a doubling of the well's production rate, bringing it to 400 cube hours. Multiplying the energy recovered at each site by 2 or more improved the acceptability of the technology and will reduce its costs accordingly. At the same time, in Montreal, the Professor Philippe Pasquier, with a team made up of specialists from Polytechnic Montreal, Hydro-Québec, and School Service Center, launches a demonstration project in 3 Quebec schools. And the goal was to drill a hole that can reach 500 meters deep. The idea is to exchange heat with the basement to heat or cool a building at a lower cost. The construction of the first permanent columns well at the Clé des Champs Elementary School in Mirabel was to begin in the summer of 2021.
We're now coming to the end of our interview. Would you like to add a final word?
Of course, at time when each kilowatt hours of renewable origin represent an improvement in the trade balance of each signatory country to the Paris Agreement aimed at reducing GHG emission, there is no doubt that the use of geothermal energy will accelerate. Our insatiable energy needs force us to look for innovative solutions, and geothermal energy which remain one of the cleanest source of energy, could be one of the possible solutions for the future of nation.
Thank you for your time today. Could you remind us how to find you on social networks?
You can find us on the Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram platform, and on our website, www.leclercconsultinggroup.com. And I remind you that the experts of Leclerc Consulting Group are available at all times to accompany you or advise you on your project and your organizational strategy. Thank you.